Hey, BSHL fans, and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. The semifinals of the BSHL begin tonight. The Bucktooth JCs host the Miramichi Northmen at 8:30 in the J.K. Irving Center. This matchup's going to be a hard-hitting highlight round, so let's be sure to catch the action. This weekend, Saturday, February the 8th, the series between the Elsipogtog Hawks and the Dalhousie Marauders begin in Dalhousie at 7:30 in the Inch Aaron Ice Palace. Both of these series are highly skilled and hard-hitting teams that are going to be putting on a show. I want to see all the fans out there getting as loud as possible to help support their teams. Now, here's the rest of the podcast crew with tonight's episode.
Hello and welcome to the unofficial BSHL Senior Hockey League podcast. For the second day in a row, or second show in a row, I'm joined by the ladies of the podcast, Zamboni girl herself, Tracy.
Cheese bags, what up?
And the one that brings cameras in the locker room, Sister Pod herself, Mia's mom. Not Mia Malik, but Mia the dog, Cheryl.
Wow. Hi, everybody.
A hell of an intro, huh?
Wow. Impressive.
Mm-hmm.
So, Corey, feeling a lot better. Still coughing a lot. His voice is gone. Completely gone. He's misplaced it somewhere. It's always in the last place you'll look for it, you know.
Probably in the same spot where he lost his wallet that time.
I was so hoping you'd mention that. I was so hoping. So, 4 big games this weekend. First one at 8:30 on a Thursday. Miramichi will be in Bucktooth, and who is in the lineup for Miramichi?
James Scott.
Hands of stone, James Scott is back in the lineup. Don't miss your opportunity. Will he be dropping the gloves with Sullivan Cullen? Maybe. I think that's what people are hoping for, but you know, you can't deny that the fighting is a draw.
It is. I like to think that maybe for some people the fighting brings people into the doors, and the hockey and the great plays and the goals keep them there all the way to the end.
Yeah.
And the electricity too. Electricity in the
I like
arena.
being a warm lit arena.
Yeah.
Electricity, sure.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's going to be one of those episodes, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my gosh.
You know, the next night, Bucktooth will be in Miramichi. I don't know if the lineups have been announced for that, but it's back-to-back for both Bucktooth and Miramichi. And then on Saturday and Sunday, LC will be in Dalhousie, and Dalhousie would be the next day at 2:30. Like, ladies and gentlemen, make notice, 2:30. It is Super Bowl Sunday. The Elsipogtog Hawks will host the Dalhousie Marauders at 2:30. Friday's game at the Civic will be 8:15, and in Dalhousie it is 7:30. Let's break down these games here. First, the Bucktooth versus Miramichi series. The Cool Bets odds have Bucktooth heavily favored. Is this warranted?
I think the initial one is. Like going in, you can't deny, especially where Bucktooth has home ice advantage. They did not lose in the regular season at home. We talked about it last episode. Bucktooth has been off for week and a half, 2 weeks?
Week and a half.
Yeah.
You know, how have they been able to prepare themselves coming in? You absolutely know that Miramichi is going to come at them hard. They are going to want to be the first team to beat them at home. And the next night in that Miramichi barn, they are going to go even harder in front of their fans.
Agreed. I've been in the barn. I've been in both barns, and Bucktooth is unbeatable so far in Bucktooth. And in Miramichi, it's definitely one of the loudest barns with the intensity. Oh, it's unrivaled. It's I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to hear the chirps. The chirps are always there, and I'm right around the chirps, and I love it. because it just adds to the whole atmosphere, and it's going to be an epic series. People, don't miss your chance to see some live hockey because nothing beats playoff hockey.
Yeah. Let's not forget there is a regular season game in Bucktouche where Bucktouche was leading 4-1 or something like that. And Miramichi rallied back, and Bucktouche ended up winning in overtime.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
But
I was there at that
Bucktouche
game.
has a way of, not Bucktouche, but Miramichi has a way of really taking it to Bucktouche.
Mm-hmm.
The first game of the season, who beat Bucktouche? Miramichi. And this was the legit first game of the regular season. And for some reason, like we mentioned that on the last episode, you always get something special at a Bucktouche Miramichi game. The 2023-2024 season, it was the shoe game.
Oh, yes.
That was
my
my true introduction to the BSHL.
And there was a big hit in that game. And then this season, Parento's boarding or bad hit, hit from behind, which got him suspended on the very first game. It's two teams that don't like each other. Who from Miramichi and who from Bucktouche needs to be at their A game?
Oh my. Logan Timmons, he's a big scorer, big scorer. But he's going to be on his A game. Like, we all know this. Colette, same thing. He's definitely capable. He will need to be on top-notch condition and ready for Miramichi because they hit hard. They, they do their thing.
I think when it comes to Miramichi, I think where they have a slight advantage over Bucktouche might be on defense because Miramichi has arguably the best defense in the league. Tracy, your thoughts on this?
I mean, I by nature am more defensive. I drive defensively. I walk defensively. I think the defense needs to be there because Bucktouche has scorers, and Dan Votor is fabulous, but he's not impenetrable.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so you need that extra line of defense, literally. There.
I think for Miramichi, they need to play as a team all the way. I think when it comes to the Corsair, I think there was a lot of times where it was like a guy on the rush, like not really team effort, just a one guy, maybe more than half of their goals against Elsie was like that. It was never like a power play goal where you're cycling the puck. It was a one guy on a breakaway or on his own, just cycling through everybody in the back of the net. I think Miramichi has a complete core that they can do that. But on the other side, Bucktouche has some guys like that too. They have quite possibly one of the best lines in the entire league. The Parento, Cormier, Timmins line. I'm curious how many points they gathered all together.
Yeah.
They're always on the board.
I wonder if our friend Ricky would have those numbers.
I'm sure. I'm sure a quick look.
Yeah.
I'm sure a quick look on the website you'd see.
Yeah, but Ricky's already added for us.
Yeah. But so I don't know if I don't want to do this because I'm really not sure who's winning, but game one, who takes it? You guys can do it or you can deny doing it in case you're just like, I don't want to look like a dummy.
I don't care. People aren't going to remember this anyway. I would not be surprised if Miramichi takes this one. It would not surprise me.
Okay. Cheryl?
So I've seen Miramichi in round one, and they were ridiculously good. And pushy, edgy, they were just constantly just go, go, go. And as good as they are, Bucktouche at home, they haven't lost. They haven't lost at home. So I'm going with Bucktouche.
and I will leave everybody in the dark.
You'll tell us your pick after the game.
After the game, I'll tell you who the top scorer is, and so I don't like Maggie says hello. By the way, she's probably
Hey,
seen a
Maggie,
squirrel or
Maggie.
something. She's been a good girl today. I ate some chicken tenders, and she did not get one.
What?
You've been a bad boy then.
He got 3.
Hey!
Oh.
See what I did there? See what I did? I'm not
Yeah.
that big of an asshole.
Yep.
So, yeah, Miramichi will be in Bucktouche tomorrow, 8:30 at the JK. At the Civic the very next night, and on Friday, that is.
Mhm.
Bucktouche will be in Miramichi. Might have messed those up somehow. Just, you know what I mean. 8:15 is that game.
Mhm.
Saturday and Sunday, we're going with LC going to Dalhousie. The cool bet odds there have Dalhousie with the slight advantage. I'm not one that gambles, but I think that when it's very even, like they call it a pick'em.
Okay.
So I
Ooh.
think this is a pick'em game. All 7 games. If it goes to 7 games, it's a pick'em. I don't know who wins because LC's won in Dalhousie and LC's won in LC. Dalhousie's won in Dalhousie, and Dalhousie, I believe, is one in LC. I think that it was 2-2, so they must have.
Yeah.
I don't know who to. This is the one that I struggle with.
Yeah.
Because I look at LC and I look at them, and it's a power team.
Mhm.
Yeah.
There's no flaws.
Yep.
With Ryu becoming the brick wall that he is, it's incredible.
Yep.
But then I look at Dalhousie and I'm like, it's similar.
Yep.
Mm.
There's no holes in the game there. It's who
LeMay.
blinks first.
Exactly.
I would say both teams started the season shaky. I know Dalhousie started much shakier than they probably expected to, and
Yeah.
more than I expected them to.
Yeah.
And so I think you have two teams who are really coming into their own and being the teams that we recognized from last season,
Yeah.
and the season before. So it will be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think that if, let's say, LC goes in Dalhousie and wins,
Mhm.
or vice versa. Let's say Dalhousie wins in Dalhousie and then goes to LC and wins. That's where I think, because if you go Dalhousie wins in Dalhousie and LC wins in LC, and
Mm.
it's almost to be expected with the way the season went.
Mhm.
But if we have LC going to Dalhousie and win, now you've piqued my interest here, because okay, they won outside of their home barn.
Mhm.
Does this create this momentum, this like snowball effect that pushes them? Because whichever team wins here, if they're still healthy in the finals, whether it's Bucktouche or Miramichi, I think either team is so difficult to beat.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is going to be a series where momentum is going to play a huge factor.
Yep.
In it. And this first game is going to be crucial.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Do you girls expect high scoring games for this weekend or low scoring games?
Jeez.
Gosh. All teams are pretty much even, especially for Dal and Elsie. Like, it's going to be low scoring, or it's either going to be low scoring or high scoring for both teams.
Yeah, because I remember there are 2 games between LC and Dalhousie where after the first period you could tell who's winning this game. One was in LC when LC won like 9-4 or something like that. And it was like a 9-4 or 9-5 victory for Dalhousie, and Dalhousie not long after that. It's like I said, both teams know how to beat the other team.
Yeah.
I think this has the potential to be the greatest series that we've seen so far. It has the potential. Will it be that? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I can't see a bad game out of like even the games against the Peninsula. LC and the Peninsula became very entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
It was a one-sided beating, some people have said. Was it really? Or was it just the score was in LC's favor. There were more than one occasion where the Peninsula took the lead.
Mhm.
Exactly.
So this one's going to be interesting for me, big time.
Yep.
You got superstars on both sides. Peter
Mhm.
Traynor, Adam Crow, Robbie Graham, Brody MacArthur, Alex Arsenault. But then on the other side, you got Jessica, you got Francis Thibault, you got Pascal Valcourt, you got Justice for Joey
Woo!
Bernard. There you go for Tracy. You got Bob Peltier. It's just two stacked rosters.
Yeah.
And to me, it's which goalie blinks first.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah, and you have two. Again, this league is full of exceptional goalies.
Yep.
Mhm.
And it's another series where you have two great goalies, and so it is going to be, who blinks first, and then what do they do after?
Yeah.
Because these are the same goalies that, at times have let in a lot of goals.
Yep.
Here's one question that I have. I thought about this while in bed last night. No joke.
Well,
The finals last year was Dalhousie beating the Lumberjacks.
mm-hmm.
Who was in net for the Lumberjacks?
Ryu.
I'm looking at that and thinking, he remembers this. Is revenge on his mind?
Bella says hi to everybody, by the way.
Hello, Bella.
Hi, Bella. Did she get 3 chicken tendies today?
She didn't.
No, they'd be larger
Only
than her.
Maggie did.
Yeah.
So Ryu once again versus Dalhousie. It's his second chance. Does he make the best of it?
How could you
Definitely.
not?
Yeah, exactly.
I think the more I think about this series, the more I get excited.
I'm
Just-
so excited.
And it's
Yeah.
not like I'm not excited for Miramichi versus Bucktouche.
No, same.
But for Elsie and Dalhousie, I feel like if there was two teams that were completely equal this year, it was these two teams. And then
Yeah.
you look at the storylines. Ryu was with the Lumberjacks. Peter Traynor was with the Lumberjacks. Adam
Mhm.
Crow was with the Lumberjacks. David Brewer were with the Lumberjacks. They had their chance to win a cup last year,
Yep.
and it was just destroyed in 6
Mhm.
games by the Dalhousie Marauders.
Mm-hmm.
Revenge is on their mind.
Yeah.
But if you're Dalhousie, the two-peat, you want
Yeah.
that second cup.
Of course.
You
And
know,
they're
it-
essentially the same team as last season.
it's such an interesting storyline. I can't wait for this Saturday to be in Dalhousie. I believe Corey and Tracy will be taking the weekend off, and myself, Mama Podcast, Sister Podcast, and potentially Father Podcast at some point in time.
Yep.
We will be. I know that the Bucktouche game, I have a prior engagement. I will be there at the end, but I will be missing the game. We have an interview for Wrestling with the Bros. It's poor timing.
Yeah,
Joel
it happens.
Joel did everything he could to make sure that it was days that we don't have games, and he booked it like 2 weeks ago, thinking there's no games on Thursday, and there's a
Right?
game on Thursday.
Yeah.
So as soon as that's over, I'm going to head over to the JK. It's not far. It's a minute from here. And I will be getting interviews, hopefully anyway, with the winners from that series, or that game, I should say. The series ain't over yet, just starting.
That'd be something. Give me that time machine.
Exactly.
So last thing on my piece of paper here, the 3 stars for last week. There were only 2 games. I had a quick chit chat with Corey, and we agreed with Will Irvine of the Miramichi Northmen had 4 points in 1 game. Kennedy Gallant had 4 points in 1 game. I believe Will Irvine, it was 2 goals, 2 apples, and Kennedy was the hat trick and an apple.
Hat trick. Yeah.
And Brody MacArthur of the LC Puck Duck Hawks, he had 3 points. 2 of those were goals. So those are our 3 stars of the week. Miss Graphics Lady over there.
I know, eh?
Yeah, you're going to have to do
I'm
the
like-
graphic now.
You reminded me that that we have a game on Thursday. Usually that's when I scramble to do the playoff graphics.
I have to scramble tonight.
I'm like, I have
Yep.
so much work
Uh-oh.
to do. Yeah. What a season Brody MacArthur's had, eh?
Unbelievable.
Right? Unreal.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
The Hawks have been, I don't know, they've been, I don't want to say they were surprising, but you look at the talent on that team
Yeah.
and people that are saying they don't have a chance, are you just being biased or are you just not seeing what they have? You know, somebody said the LC Puck Duck Lumberjacks a few weeks ago.
What?
Yeah, LC Puck Duck Lumberjacks.
Wow.
Because they have Peter Traynor,
Mm-hmm.
David Brewer, Adam Crow, and they have Jason Ryu. And that Doketown line has been on fire for them
Mm-hmm.
The whole season.
the
They've been
whole
on
season.
fire the whole season.
Listen,
And,
I am a sassy lady, and honestly, I've been called worse than the Elsipogtog Lumberjacks. So I don't know if I would take offense to that.
No, I wouldn't either. You know, it's just, you know, they were Lumberjacks last year. Lumberjacks aren't here. Rumors that they might come back next year is up in the air right now. You hear
Yeah.
rumors, but are they true or are they not? I don't know. I'm not in the know for those things. I don't think any of us are, and if they are,
No.
they're just not talking. So, but yeah, 3 stars: Will Irvine, Kennedy Gallant, and Brody MacArthur. We will be back next Tuesday with possibly Corey. So, any final thoughts, ladies?
I would say get out to a game whenever you possibly can. We stream. We appreciate the streams that other people do for us. I know there have been many games in the regular season where I just couldn't attend for whatever reason, and I do appreciate that. But there's nothing like going to the game, being part of the energy that is in the crowd, getting your favorite popcorn chicken poutine from whichever arena you prefer to get it at.
Yep.
And ultimately, if you want these teams to stick around, if you want this league to stick around, you need to support them physically and monetarily. So go out to the games if you can, you know, as many times as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Just to
I
add to
almost
that.
forgot. Yeah, go for it.
Sorry. Just to add to that. Yeah, it helps the teams like a lot because when the crowd is in it, it's like we're the 7th player for any team that you go see. Even if it's not your team, if your team was eliminated, like it's great that you watch the live streams that we do. But nothing beats being live, being in the arena. Yeah, the electricity and the excitement. It's unlike anything else. And playoff hockey is my favorite. Like Corey said a couple weeks ago that playoff hockey is his favorite. It is also my favorite thing to do, to go and see, because it's just, sure, you wait long times and to try and get seats and everything, but it's worth it in the end. It's just amazing.
I heard Cheryl was going to give up playing video games so that she can always go see senior hockey playoffs. No?
Where did you hear that? Where did you hear that?
One final thing, this just popped in my head. Please go out. There's nothing like senior hockey, right?
Yes.
Live, there's nothing like it.
Yep.
With that being said, if you do live far away and it's really out of your way to come to Bucktouche, Roxanne Young will be live streaming tomorrow. If you don't know who Roxanne is, she's the mother of Miramichi Northman player Brett Young.
Mm-hmm.
And Brett Young, like a very underrated player here.
Very.
Yes.
Yeah.
And soon to be, I don't know how many times over, I don't know if this is his first child, but he will be having a wee one. Fresh baby.
It's his 7th kid.
Oh, good. You know, you gotta populate Tamuth somehow.
Yeah, there you go. So, congrats to Brett Young. I don't know how many kids he has. I went with number 7. I should have went with number 93 because that is Brett Young's number. He has 93 kids. There you
He
go.
is a 93. Yeah.
There you go. So he knew he was going to have that 93rd kid, and that's why
Wow.
he chose 93.
You know, you gotta
So-
have goals in life.
Got to have goals, and he has plenty, along with children.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
okay. I just have received word that it's his first child.
Ah.
So,
Nice.
Roxanne's already
Yes.
listening to this.
yes. No, it was the big boss hovering. He
Nice.
only talks to me through text now. I
Ah.
appreciate it.
Must be more quiet, I'm sure. Love
It
you,
is.
Corey. Feel better, please. Feel better soon.
All right, with that, that'll be this episode. I want to thank you all for listening. I want to thank Sister Pod and Zamboni Lady for joining me on this episode. Again, Corey, get well soon, brother. And we will see you all in Bucktouche for round 2, game 1.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
There you
Later.
go. Take care.
Yeah.